just going to share a couple stories. Both of my siblings have mentioned that one of the vows was broken very quickly in the relationship of Jay not embarrassing us in front of our friends. One example of that was I was too cool in my mind to take the bus. So I would regularly miss the bus so that Dad would have to take me to school. So he was getting tired of this and was really irritated with me. So he drove me to school, and at my high school, I think I was a freshman, there was this big slab that went all the way up into where the lunch area and everything was. So it was kind of an extension of the parking lot. So he drove all there, obviously not cars were supposed to go there, but he drove all the way up, and it was really busy in the morning, everybody's getting to school, and I just am mortified. So I'm putting my head down oh my gosh, what is he gonna do? And so he gets out of his car, and he walks out of his side, and he walks around, and he opens my door, and he goes, "Announcing Princess Kelly!"
No more rides to request to school, though.
Another time, I think this was probably 1 or 2 years later, I had a slumber party, and so I had probably about 6 or 8 friends, I think, spending the night, and we were all asleep on the living room floor. And so he comes creeping in there in the morning and sits down right in the middle of all of us with his guitar and wakes us up with, "Jeremiah was a bulldog." Sings the whole song. It was awesome. So this sense of humor has obviously not gone anywhere. Still there to this day. So just a couple of the fairly recent things. One was the rubber chicken Christmas. When, I don't know, somebody got him a rubber chicken. I don't remember how that came about, but he just kept himself entertained all day.
All month.
All month, yeah. Another thing was where did the Princess Leia wig? He found a Princess Leia wig the other day and wore it for part of the evening.
I looked hot.
With buns on the side.
Now you see where Taylor got his feminism from.
Or the time when he discovered the phrase, "That's what she said."
It was Taylor's fault. Yes. It was the whole family reunion weekend of "That's what she said."
Thanks, Kelly.
Okay, so I think I was trying to get us all together a few weeks ago at my parents' house, and Brian said, "I'm not going to be able to make it. Karen and I are going to be on a cruise." And so I responded to the group text message, "Lottie frickin' da." And about a week later, Mom said, "Can you please teach Dad a new phrase? The Lottie frickin' da's." Everything that happened, he was going, "Lottie frickin' da." So if there is a funny movie or a funny show that makes it 10 times funnier if you watch it with Jay.
The Mountain Boy.
Three Amigos.
Oh.
Elf. Shrek. Any episode of America's Funniest Home Videos. The thing isn't even what you're laughing at. You're laughing at Jay laughing at the show. He has been a ton of fun. And I think that's a big part of where we get our lightness and fun in our family. Mom is crazy.
True story.
She had some really interesting parenting styles, or parenting techniques, I should say, that she actually carried on to today. Taylor and John and Brian went through a phase where they thought they were Mexican. So
Hey, ¿qué pasó?
Granted, we did live in Tucson, Arizona, but so they would wear the Dickies, sagging, high socks on, and white T-shirts. And Mom was just getting so tired of them sagging their pants, and you could see their boxers, and she's like, "Aren't you embarrassed when you walk around like that? People can see your underwear." No. So they had a few friends over. So she decided that she was going to pull her underwear way up, sag her pants way up, and walk around the house like that.
Which wouldn't have been too bad, but she was wearing a thong that day, and that was kind of.
Oh, that's terrible.
So just today.
People were holding up scorecards. That was just you.
Why did it say 5?
Ooh.
So, just today, Taylor decided he was going to take off with one of the cakes. And Mom had been working hard to get everything ready and together, and she did not think it was very funny. So she said, "Taylor, get that cake back in here." And he's like, "No." And "Where'd you put it?" "I don't know." And so she decides, in retaliation, she would put ice down his pants and give him a frontal whip. That was just today. Lesson learned, Taylor. There you go.
My voice is just getting deeper again.
Another thing that probably several of you may know about my mom is that she frequently gets lost. Brian, which is a trait that I have to admit that I've carried on. Are you what?
I frequently get lost.
Okay.
I travel for work, so it's...
So I remember one of the times, well, pretty much anytime we go anywhere together, there's a couple places where we have a spot that we always park, so we're good. And unless we deviate from that spot for some reason, then as soon as we walk out of the store, we look at each other and go, oh. And then we're going to be walking around the parking lot for 10 minutes. One of the times was
It's a gas station parking lot.
One of the times was when we went to the movies, and we went to use the restroom after the movie. And so we're in the restroom, and then we go to leave, and we're trying to open the bathroom door to get out. We're thinking, oh, do we get locked in here? We were trying to go into the janitor's closet, the door. But momentarily, we were freaking out. We're locked in the bathroom.
True story.
We're not allowed to bring our Xbox or PS4 over to the house. Because every time we break the TV. which translates, they don't know how to unplug the USB and put it in the right place. The red goes with the red, the yellow with the yellow, and the green with the green. It's not broken. So we've obviously had a lot of fun and a lot of laughs through the years, and it's been really awesome to see my mom and dad grow in their faith and grow in their relationship, and it warms my heart on a regular basis when I think back to my mom's mom and dad and Jay's mom and dad, both amazing, wonderful people. I I didn't think anybody that I ever met would measure up to these godly, wonderful people. And, you know, now I know that my mom and dad are those people to so many people. They're in the church or at work. They're the people that you can talk to when you're upset. They're the people that will counsel you. They're the people that will be there for you. And I just feel so blessed to be a part of their legacy. So I'm going to pass it on to, who am I passing on
John.
to? John. Ryan.